Hey guys, Caller here, bringing you Game 2 of Air Force ACE versus Lecaf OZ, and we have here a Zerg versus Zerg match between Oversky, probably the best player statistically on Air Force ACE right now, and Jaedong, the legend killer, the best Zerg versus Zerg player by far, undisputably, in StarCraft today. And this is going to be a really interesting match here, I have to say. Oversky is a very creative, old-school player, but Oversky is just facing the monster of all Zerg opponents here. Jaedong, I looked up his record. He's 33 wins at 9 losses, ZVZ. So he has a 79% win rate against Zergs. That's just insane. You really don't see that kind of imbalanced win rate ever in the Pro League, in Pro StarCraft, really. And we have Jaedong here spawning in white at the 11 o'clock position, and we have Oversky here spawning in blue at the 7 o'clock position. The map is Andromeda. Usually a very macro-heavy map. Of course, this being Zerg versus Zerg, it probably won't be very macro-heavy, although this map does bring the possibility of getting a fast expand. It does leave that possibility open. Looks like both players are actually going to scout each other first, so there's going to be no intelligence advantage here. A 12 hatchery a fast expand could be possible here in the Zerg versus Zerg, but actually the fact that both players are going to scout each other first makes it perhaps, I don't know if it makes it more likely, because if one player sees the other player isn't going to go for a rush, then he will be able to fast expand. And if the other player sees the first player fast expanding, he's also going to do that too. So we'll see how this affects their builds here. Yeah, Oversky's percentage against Zerg is only 46%. Of course, not as dominant as Jaedong is. No one's as dominant as Jaedong is. Even though recently in some of the individual leads, he's been faced with some setbacks. I won't spoil anything more, but some certain setbacks for him, as I'm sure most of you know. It looks like actually Oversky is going to go for an over pool here and gas, so not going for a fast expand. We'll see how Jaedong decides to build here. And actually, it could have been a 9 pool. Actually, it wasn't. I think it was a 9 pool there from Oversky. So going for a really fast build here, and looks like Jaedong actually might be thinking about setting up an expansion here, and Oversky might be able to get in a rush here and be very effective with his rush here. He needs to get in a rush, and actually a 9 pool is a great way of dealing with a 12 hatch. With any decent micro, you're able to pick off a number of drones, and looks like, yes, Jaedong has gone for a 12 hatchery here, so he might be in big trouble here, and Oversky getting gas now, so he could be upgrading speedlings. Actually, he will be upgrading speedlings more than likely. It looks like he is going to get 3 larvae full of drones here, and he's going to get a scout on immediately. I think once that Overlord sees it, he's going to be quite happy. He might be even going for bring a drone or two along and just go for a kill there. Go for a sunken rush would almost be possible here, although I'm not sure if it works on the pro level so well. But yeah, definitely Oversky's build is a counter for a 12 hatch. We'll have to see how well he does. Zerglings need to get there as soon as possible and either kill the second hatchery or kill some drones in the main. Both are, of course, good options. I'm not sure exactly what option's best. It looks like a creep colony being made here. Now that he sees the Zerglings moving out, Jaedong's going to really have to react as best as he can here. Looks like he's setting up the creep at a really good location. More Zerglings coming out for Oversky. And looks like Oversky actually not getting Zergling speed. I think he got the layer upgrade with his first gas here. So yeah, this attack though, really, we'll have to see. It looks like Jaedong does get the sunken though, and looks like Oversky unfortunately is going to go for the main here, so Jaedong is prepared, and Jaedong sunken is going to morph. He needs to kill off that one drone at least. Looks like he's going to go in for the drone snipe here, but looks like the sunken is out. We'll see if Oversky commits. He really can't commit here. He's going to lose his Zerglings too quickly. Yeah, really, no, you can't stay in there, Oversky. You can't stay in there. You're only going to pick off. You're going to pick off like no drones. He only picks off 2 drones, and now Jaedong is really got Oversky in a bad position. Oversky at 1 hatchery. Jaedong has his expansion. He didn't lose much in drones. He didn't lose anything in drones. 2 drones is not enough. Wow. Yeah, Oversky pretty much, I think at this point, has lost the game, unless Jaedong just loses his mind and decides not to go for a big Zergling attack right now, which I know Jaedong will go for. And I don't think the Spyro is up fast enough for Oversky to benefit from it. And actually, no, it looks like Jaedong actually, okay, so Jaedong didn't get his expansion. Why Oversky didn't attack his expansion is because Jaedong canceled at the moment he saw the Zerglings coming. So actually, Jaedong perhaps not that far ahead. I thought he had a second hatchery up, in which case he'd be able to just overwhelm Oversky with Zerglings before he could get a Spire up. But actually, Oversky not out of the game yet. Certainly, if Jaedong had his natural expansion up already at the conclusion of Oversky's attack, then Jaedong would basically have the game because he would have just been able to get a whole buttload of Zerglings over into Oversky's base. But looks like Jaedong was forced to cancel that natural expansion. Now it makes sense to me. So his natural's not even up yet. It's going to be a while before it's up. Jaedong has spotted more lings coming out of Oversky's base. This is Jaedong's first-person view, I think. And yeah, so now Jaedong is going to be bringing a couple War Zerglings down. Oversky is going to get his Mulisks about a minute before Jaedong does. And we'll see what he manages to do with that, though. If he manages to pick off any drones, I think he has just enough time to get over to the base of Jaedong's. Jaedong, of course, will have a production advantage right afterwards. Once the second hatchery is finished, he's going to have more drones and, of course, more larvae to use. And it looks like Oversky here playing around with those Zerglings, but he has an inferior force there of Zerglings. Now he's building his Mulisks, and it looks like he might be setting up a second hatchery, actually. I thought he was going to go for a creep colony, but second hatchery, of course, is a good move also. And more Zerglings out for Jaedong. Now comes to the point in Zerg versus Zerg where this is really a classic matchup. The fast tech versus the two hatchery. The two hatchery build does give you slower, more Zerglings right now when your opponent has Mulisks. And what you can do with those speed upgrade Zerglings is while the opponent's moved out his Mulisks, his couple of Mulisks, you can rush into his base with the Zerglings